In progress.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome. If you're joining us on Zoom or if you're joining us on YouTube, thank you for being here. It is great to have you. I'm Erika Flint, professional hypnotherapy instructor, board certified hypnotist, and lover of humans. And I love helping people be successful and really enjoy their lives. So thanks everyone for being here today. I am in beautiful Bellingham, Washington. It is north of Seattle. And we are 60 miles south of Vancouver, BC as well. So it's a beautiful day today. Hey, Shannon Foster, great to have you here today. So please let us know, where in the world are you dialing in from today? Are you here in the Pacific Northwest with us, like in Bellingham or Seattle? Or maybe you're in Spokane. We get a lot of people from Eastern Washington, Oregon, California, Colorado, Arizona. So please let us know where you are. Arlington, all right. Brandy, Arlington, love Arlington. That's not too far away. All right. Well, it's great to have you guys here today. We're going to be talking about hypnosis, becoming a professional hypnotist, and how to have a successful career as a professional hypnotist. How are you going to make money, specifically, is how we're talking about this today. Now, just to begin, I do want to say that I didn't always talk about this topic because I'm a very heart-centered practitioner, and this is all about client wins. This is all about client success. But I also want you to know that you can have a lucrative and fulfilling career. You don't have to do this as a second job. You can do this as your primary job. That's what I do. And so how do you go about doing that? So we're going to talk about that today. What is the reality of making money as a professional hypnotist? Now, the truth is we need more hypnotists. As you guys are living your life out there in the world, you're probably realizing that things are not getting easier necessarily. Hypnosis helps with everyday problems and everyday issues. So a lot of the people just walking around right now, super stressed, really worried, as you can imagine, everything going on. We don't have to even name all the things that are going on right now. But the essence and the sense of holding a calm and safe place for our clients to exist and teaching them how to do this is something that more and more people are realizing is a core component of their future success. So many people are realizing that anxiety is wreaking havoc in their life, and they're reaching for things to cope with that anxiety. It's interrupting their sleep, it's interrupting their relationships, and they are tired of reaching for a pill or going for some type of talk therapy or any other type of thing. They're turning towards hypnosis. They're turning inner. Okay. And so today I'm going to talk about how you can do that and really help people. I mean, it's so fulfilling, you guys, to help somebody with something that they've struggled with their whole life and help them make progress through that issue. It changes their life. Okay. So thanks, everyone. Let's see here. We've got someone from, all right, Culpeper, Virginia. Hi, Pamela. And hi, Harrietta from Woodinville in Santa Monica, California. Beautiful, beautiful. Tim is in Hawaii. Tim is our director of admissions, everybody. So feel free to ask him any questions in chat as we go along. All right. I created Cascade Hypnosis Center in 2013. I was originally a software developer. Great job. I had everything dialed in, the American dream that we might say, right? Marriage and family, and I had some furry animals and the house with the picket fence and the career and all of that, but I was miserable. I ended up getting off a spiritual path, off a path that meant something to me, and I ended up in the hospital, not sure if I wanted to continue. It was a really low point in my life. And I want you guys to know that if you have struggled with something in your life, and you might be struggling right now, I want you to know that hypnosis not only helps with that, but to the degree of your suffering, we get to experience elation on the other side when we work through, resolve, and then fill up that in the body with something good and something positive. Like, this is very fulfilling work when we get to help people when they're feeling really low, and that's what happened to me. Okay, so some of our best hypnotists join our class from a state of kind of desire to help their mom, right? We've had plenty of people come in because somebody's sick and they're not getting the results or the insights they want from Western medicine, okay? So I used hypnosis to save myself. I quit drinking. I found a new purpose in life. I entirely changed my career from software development to what I call now upgrading your iOS, your inner operating system. Isn't that cute? So yes, we do have a very powerful computing device in our brain, and there's a lot of things that we can do to help us be successful that we are not taught how to do this when we're younger, that we should be, like anti-anxiety, emotional intelligence, and all sorts of things that we get to help our clients with, okay? So really quickly, I became a professional hypnotist, and then I started teaching right away, and I hired my grads, and that was in 2014. We've been teaching this class ever since then. And so it's just a really amazing way to go about doing this, and we've had grads do the same thing where they hire their grads, and now they have more than one hypnotist at their location, okay? So we've trained almost 500 compassionate humans in hypnosis at this point, and it is a great honor to do that because most people who come through this program get relief for themselves first, and then they're able to go out and help people in their community and beyond that, okay? I'm also a board-certified hypnotist with the National Guild of Hypnotists, which is the oldest and largest hypnosis professional organization in the world. They're celebrating their 75th anniversary this year in Marlborough, Massachusetts, and I'll be speaking there on 3 different topics. I'm also a master accredited professional hypnosis trainer, one of only 2 in the world, and I'm an Order of the Braid, which is just basically a honor society for the NGH, and none of that really matters. It matters because it demonstrates proficiency and skill, but the thing that I care most about is results for my clients and results for our grads. As a matter of fact, this entire program is built on the success of our grads, them going out, starting their practices, and being successful, okay? I'm an author of 4 books. My 3rd book was Can You Be a Hypnotist, which is a great book. This might be something perfect for you right now if you're considering becoming a professional hypnotist. And if you don't have a copy of it, just leave a comment in chat, and Tim will be sure to send you a copy of Can You Be a Hypnotist. Now, my other 2 books, Reprogram Your Weight and Lighter, are on weight loss. And it's a very lucrative aspect of hypnosis to help people with weight loss. It's not about the food. Okay, so there's a lot of things that go on with weight loss. And then Academy of Eternity is about self-actualization, and Amplify, which is a new class that I'm teaching now. My goal is to have 1 million lives changed with hypnosis. When we get enough people who are turning toward hypnosis as the first thing they do, rather perhaps than a pill or something else, that will really help a lot of people. Now, each hypnotist is going to help at least 1,000 clients in your career. And so we get to 1 million people with 1,000 hypnotists and 1,000 clients. So we're halfway there. We are halfway there. Our agenda today, we're going to talk about the modern and professional hypnotherapeutic techniques we use at Cascade Hypnosis Center. I don't teach anything we don't use. Okay, I think that's really important. This isn't like an understanding of all of these different aspects of hypnosis. There's plenty of Hypno 101s if you want that. This class is skill-based, and it's very specific, and it's very intentional, okay? It's also systematic, which makes it easy for new practitioners to have success right away, okay? So there's no scripts to memorize. It really is a framework and a format that makes sense, okay? And so it's easy to follow. And what it does is it allows you to do the most important thing with clients, and that's to be fully present with them, not looking at your notes, not trying to remember anything, but really be present with your clients, okay? So what we expect is for our students to have success in class. Our class is taught hypnotically. We practice self-hypnosis in class. And so students will have experiences in class that helps them really get the hypnosis, okay? Now, you don't need to have any prior experience or education. This is a very common question. Do I need to be a therapist? Do I need to be a counselor? Do I need skills in psychology? You don't, Okay, and the reason for that is because we believe all of the answers are within our clients. And where a therapist or a counselor, they might be diagnosing and they might be following some frameworks and formats in order to give their patient a proper diagnosis. We're not going to do that at all. Okay, what we're going to do, and as hypnotists, we work on everyday problems with everyday issues. We don't deal with medical issues. We work alongside medical practitioners, but we're not medical practitioners. Okay, and so we get to help our clients be successful by helping them remove the barriers to their success inside. Most of our clients, this is an easy way to describe it, most of our clients know what they want to do. If you ask them, oh, what do you want to do? How do you want that to unfold? How do you want that to be? Oh, and they can tell you. But in the moment, they're not going to follow through. They're going to eat when they didn't want to eat. They're going to drink when they didn't want to drink. They're going to get too upset when they didn't plan on it. And the reason is because they don't feel like it in the moment, okay? So what does that mean? Well, that means there's something in subconscious that is driving behavior. That's what we get at in hypnosis, and our clients feel lighter and better often than they felt their whole life, okay? And that's the truth. So today we're talking about it through the lens of how to make money as a professional hypnotist. It's my goal for all my grads to make great money as a professional hypnotist. We are helping people with really hard things that they haven't been able to resolve on their own. Okay, so you're here today because you're probably thinking about becoming a professional hypnotist. You might have already had an experience. Maybe you've already been to a hypnotist or somebody in your life. You might have read a book. We have folks who read some books that include hypnosis, that draw people into hypnosis. You probably know the power of the mind. You probably experienced some level of positive thinking or mindset work or something that really supported you. And language is programming. Okay, so we want to be really careful how we're talking to ourselves. We really want to watch that. It's one of the first things that we're going to help our clients recognize. Most people have no awareness to that. Okay. You probably want the skills of a professional hypnotist, though. And we teach professional hypnosis. This is not street hypnosis. It's not stage hypnosis. Okay, those are for entertaining purposes. This is to get clients results where they had been unsuccessful before. Okay, so this training is for people with a servant's heart. What does that mean? That means that you care about the other person. You're not here because it's cool. You aren't looking for fame on YouTube as the beach hypnotist. You are doing this for the client's greater good. Okay, so you're here to serve in the capacity that you can, someone who needs support, someone who needs help, and you'll have the skills to do that. Okay, it tends to be compassionate humans, healers, nurses, educators, so massage therapists, acupuncturists, retirees. A lot of folks are I almost said graduating from work, and that's funny. Retiring from work, and they want something to do. They want something meaningful. They notice all the issues in the world, and they want to do something. They want to be a part of the solution. Okay, and a lot of folks who are already in healing fields can see these things happening. Like, for example, massage therapists are really helping their patients emote and release. But it's very common for massage therapists to take our class and say, yeah, I could see all this happening, and I just didn't know how to continue that. I didn't know how to take it the next step further. So they would come and train with us. And so now they can be supportive in a way where they felt like there was a gap there before. Okay. All right. So do you feel like you're meant to help others in lasting and meaningful ways? And are you intrigued by how the mind works and believe we are inherently more powerful than we realize, right? My first book ended up being called Reprogram Your Way, but I wanted to call it Inherent Power. And my publisher just said, no, too generic. And Reprogram Your Way is a great book. But it's always been on my mind and my heart that we are way more powerful than we realize. Anxiety gets in the way, limiting beliefs get in the way, but we can really reformat our hard drive, so to speak, and operate from a new level of understanding. Okay. All right, so what are we going to cover today? Why become a hypnotist? What is it like? Does it really work? Can you really do it? How does our training work? What does it include? What happens after class? How do we help you go from what we call classroom to client? Okay, because true success comes from true confidence comes from success. So we want you to be able to take this class and work with a handful of clients right away. That really solidifies your learning, okay? What is the price and when is the next class? So why become a hypnotist? Help people and contribute in a meaningful way. You can earn a great income part-time between 1 and 5K a month, full-time 8K or more per month. And it's not that hard, but it does take focus and consistency. This is not the type of job. This is not like a 4-hour a week type of a job, okay? This is the type of job where you're going to be sitting in front of people and helping them. So you're going to be actually working, but you can make good money doing it, okay? It's easy to get started because there's not a lot of equipment, okay? When I first became a hypnotist, I rented a 149 square foot office and I spent like $800 at IKEA. That was, I had to buy a chair too. But the chair wasn't there yet, so I had a loaner. But it was less than $2,000 to open my practice after training. And I still have a lot of that IKEA furniture. Actually, now that I look around, you don't have to buy expensive things. It's not about that. So it is easy to get started. Okay, as a matter of fact, you can work from home. Okay, you need a quiet space. You need a space that is private, right? But a lot of our clients want to work from home. And you will want to know how to help people remotely anyway, because there will be times when a client is unable to attend and you want the skill of doing remote hypnosis. So that's part of this class, okay, because people expect it. And it allows you to work with more people, okay? So why become a hypnotist? Getting started is affordable after the initial training, which will run you about $5,000 to $8,000. It's really not that expensive to get started, okay? You can work from anywhere, and we have someone who works in Minnesota half the year and Florida half the year. Guess which half the year she's at those places, right? But you can work as much or as little as you want. So this is a profession that you could work 3 days a week, even 2 days a week. I would say 2 days is minimum, though, because it's kind of hard to get people. If you only work Wednesday, that means every one of your clients will have to be available on a Wednesday. And that's been a problem before. So I would say 2 days a week for part-time. People do it, right? And it works. And it's helping people. Okay. You get the freedom to run your own practice. It's entrepreneurial at this point. Okay. But there's also personal reasons. A lot of people want to do this to heal themselves. They're not getting solutions in Western medicine or wherever they're looking, and they want to go to the source, to their subconscious and unconscious, and see what's going on there. Okay. So they heal themselves and their loved ones. Live more freely and alive by applying the techniques to yourself first. Okay, and then spiritual growth. All right, it's fun and meaningful. I wouldn't really call it work, okay, but it's fun and meaningful. All right, hypnosis works even when everything else has failed. This is a story about Linda. This is a hopeful story, and it's an unfortunate common story where a client might have experienced some level of trauma or abuse as a young person. Now, this woman was having nightmares because she was pregnant, and the reason she was having nightmares is because when she was little, she was abused. And so she told me she's interpreting her own dreams, which I agree with her, but she said that her fear from growing up was overwhelming. And it was coming back kind of to haunt her, so that she didn't pass on this fear to her kids. She was only pregnant at the time with one, but she ended up having two kids that I know of. So after 2 sessions of hypnosis, the nightmares stopped. Okay. And I share this story because it's to her, for her position, it was remarkable. She had had these nightmares nearly nonstop for 6 months when she found out, when she was thinking about becoming pregnant, okay? And they were just getting worse and worse, and she was trying to do everything. So it was disrupting her life. After the second session of hypnosis, the nightmares went away, and she was able to, we were together, she ended up coming in for 6 sessions totally, process all of that, get it behind her, and there was it just resolved it for her entirely. She ended up becoming a teacher and working with kids. So it's just a very happy story, even when the trauma is causing nightmares for our clients. Okay. All right. 3 proven ways to make money as a professional hypnotist. A practical path to income, impact, and sustainable success. Another one of these classes that I teach is how to make money as a professional hypnotist or launch your practice without burning out. And I say that because it's easy for new hypnotists to want to try all the things. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can market your business right now. There's a lot of marketers who want to take your money. Let me help you, ads and this funnel and that funnel and all of these things. And it can be overwhelming, and it can cause new entrepreneurs to burn out because they think they have to follow all these instructions. Okay. And so that's why our training is different. We aren't just going to teach you hypnosis techniques. We aren't just going to teach you how to move your client from presenting issue to full results. We have to help you know how to successfully grow your practice without burning out. And you're going to be doing self-hypnosis as part of that, okay? But these are the things that I would want you to start with. These are proven ways, okay? There's always going to be some new little shiny thing that comes in that is promising you something, okay? But our clients and our potential clients don't always fall for marketing, okay? Because they're hurting. They don't want the flash, bang, wow. They are struggling. So often a heartfelt approach is better for them. Okay. So 3 proven ways. Number 1, work with private clients. This is the most important thing. We want you working with a lot of private clients. Now, I know that it's sometimes we get grads who want to do group, right? They just want to go out and start teaching group. And group is a way to go. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But the number 1 way you will grow skill and expertise is working with private clients. So you're going to offer structured packages, no single sessions unless it's intentional or a very specific design. Okay, no, it's not going to be, well, let me try it out. Okay, that doesn't work. If somebody's coming into session thinking, well, let me try it out. Now, part of their brain is focused on, is this working, rather than 100% into what you're teaching, okay, or what you're going through with them, all right? So you'll be focusing on common issues. You do not have to niche down from the beginning. You'll eventually niche down just based on who you're helping, how fun it is for you, what you're really good at. You'll get more and more and more and more of those clients. But because it's hypnosis, you do not need to niche down at the beginning, and I do not recommend it, okay? You'll turn off a lot of clients, okay? Someone will say, hey, can you help me with nail biting? And you'll say, no, I only do hair pulling, okay? So by the nature of hypnosis, we can help people with a variety of issues because their answers are inside. We can help them understand by getting rid of limiting beliefs and fear-based responses what's actually stopping them, okay? So focus on issues like stress and sleep. Well, those are huge, okay? Habits, confidence. It'll help the people around you, meaning the people you already know, if you're already in groups, that type of thing. Once you become a hypnotist, people are like, oh, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? Can you help me pass my test? Can you help me give a good speech, right? You'll create space for ongoing worker programs later, so for clients to continue working with you, okay? So this is the number 1 thing, and we have a program just for, right, classroom to client. Here's how you do it. Go out and get your first handful of clients, okay? We want that to happen within the first month of your graduating. Well, what are clients seeking support for these days anyway? Well, weight loss. You might think that because of the prevalence of Ozempic that people have forgotten about weight loss with hypnosis, but the opposite is actually true, because the concept that you don't have to struggle anymore to lose weight, and you have no appetite, is becoming kind of a popular concept. Reducing food noise is a popular concept, but not everybody can be on Ozempic. It makes a lot of people sick. There are side effects. So the idea is I want to get rid of food noise without Ozempic. And that actually was the very first premise of Reprogram Your Weight. So hypnosis and weight loss is designed to kind of do what Ozempic is doing under the covers by reducing appetite. Okay, so there's a lot of people who are still looking for weight loss, and weight loss, when our clients start to lose weight, they feel better in every aspect of their life. Okay, don't underestimate the power of weight loss. Anxiety and feeling out of control. A lot of people will come to us at kind of rock bottom. They're having a freak out. They cannot sleep. They yelled at somebody. They walked off the job. Okay, improved sleep. Some people feel like they're going to drive themselves crazy if they wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning again and can't get back to sleep. Like, it starts to become a real problem in their life. And they might have already went and done a sleep study. They might have sleep apnea. There might be other things going on. Okay, they might be drinking, and that would definitely be something that we'd have to end if they're having sleep issues. There's substance issues, lots of that now. Self-coping with nicotine, not just smoking nicotine, but the zins in the mouth, nicotine, all sorts of nicotine everywhere. Nicotine is popping out in all sorts of different areas, okay, that we can help people with, and people are coming to us for, okay. Kids, if you want to work with kids, oh my goodness, there are not enough hypnotists who want to focus on working with kids. Kids sessions are typically a little bit shorter, and there are some other things that you will do with kids. So you do need additional training if you're going to focus on working with kids, but it's short. It's a 2-day training, or no, there is a 2-day training, but there's also a 1-day training for working with kids. The certification course that I'm talking about now is more comprehensive. It's longer, okay? But I do want to encourage you, if you want to work with kids, we need a lot of hypnotists that are helping with anxiety, helping with weight, helping with kids. There's a lot of people coming out with ADHD-related issues, neurodivergent, boundaries in relationships. Relationships are one of the most stressful things that our clients experience, and so that anytime that is an issue, it's very disruptive in their life. They might not have ever set a boundary before. They might have a lot of limiting beliefs. There's business growth and self-actualization. You can help a lot of people grow their business, right? So if you're a marketer and you want to add hypnosis to that, well, we can get rid of, limitations in the thinking mind and help people become really successful at something they care about in their business, okay? Pain is another big one. Some people, unfortunately, have chronic pain. They might have phantom limb pain. They might have pain from cancer. They might have nerve pain. And there are limitations to how well that can be treated without side effects that really steal quality of life from our clients. So we can teach them. You can teach your clients how to reduce the sensation of pain in their body, and it's very effective. Pain takes practice. Think of it like playing baseball or something like that. Like, they got to learn how to hold the bat and swing and hit the ball. It's not like they're just going to sit there and do it once, one and done. No, you're going to help somebody learn the skill of reducing the sensation of pain in the body. Okay, just like when it's time for you to go to the bathroom, you're going to notice a sensation in your body. Okay, when we're working with our weight loss clients, we're going to associate them to the sensation in their body for hunger, because most people have gotten rid of that. But with hypnosis, we can also turn down the sensitivity level of certain aspects, certain sensory-based information that's coming in through the body. Now, as you can imagine, we have to make sure there's nothing organic there. Okay, so you need additional training to do pain, because you need to follow protocol. You have to make sure they've already seen their doctor. You have to make sure that they've already gotten an MRI or scan or whatever it might be. Okay, so we are only working on the psychosomatic pain, phantom limb pain. But once somebody thinks the thought enough times, like, oh, my hip hurts, or oh, my knee pain, oh, my knee pain, oh, my knee pain, if they think that thought enough, that knee pain takes on a life of its own. It becomes what some people will call a thought form. And now that pain kind of exists because the client kept thinking about it. So with hypnosis, I mean, how amazing would it be for you to work with somebody like that, where it was a very powerful thought that was keeping the pain there? And can you imagine how liberating it would be for somebody in one session to reduce the sensation of pain by helping them think differently and release limiting beliefs? It's life-changing. Okay, now we can't reduce the pain down to 0, but we can get rid of the suffering. Okay, so there's some very specific ways that we go about helping people with chronic pain. Okay, All right, so how much money are you going to make? Well, at the beginning, okay, so at the very beginning, we want you to get clients right away. So usually for that, your package for a 5-session package will be around $800 to $1,600. A $1,000 package is perfect, right? Because then it's $200 a session, and that makes a lot of sense to our clients. Okay, so you're probably going to go out and you're going to sell 5 packages at $1,000 each. That's $5,000, and you'll probably do that in the first 2 months. Okay, now after that, you're going to increase your rate. Okay, now my rate right now, anywhere between $2,500 and $5,000, depending on how many sessions. But base is $2,500. Okay, for 5 sessions. Okay, so as you gain more experience, you can charge more because you'll be able to help people make bigger steps in between each stage or in between each session. Okay, now 10K hypnotist, what that means is if you want to make $10,000 a month. Okay, and that's a good goal for a lot of people. For a lot of people, that would meet their financial obligations that they're already making, and it might even have some more. Okay, so this model is something that we want our hypnotists to strive to, usually within 1 to 2 years. And what it looks like is your session packages you're charging $2,000 for 5 sessions with self-hypnosis, with a couple of other things. And so your package is $2,000, and you're going to have 5 clients in a month. So what that looks like, how are you going to get those 5 clients in a month? You're going to have consultations. Okay, now we have a conversion ratio of 50%. And what that means is if you want to have 10 clients in a month, you need to talk to 20 people. Okay, this is just 5, right? So you're going to only have to talk to 10 people in a month. So 10 conversations about hypnosis, half of them will sign up, and that's $10,000 in a month. So what it equates to is approximately 3 consultations in a week. So what this boils down to is if you want a 10K a month hypnosis practice, you could do it in a 3-day a week. You could. Okay, and you're going to see 1 client every single one of those days, and every other one will sign up, and you'll be able to see enough clients in those days, and you'll just have working 3 days a week, have a 10K a month program. Okay, all right, so how will you do that? Well, number 1, social proof. Okay, so part of our program, like I said, is built on results, and our clients want to see results, right? They love to hear that Sally lost 8 pounds by not eating cheeseburgers, and she did. She thought it was crazy that she was so enamored with the cheeseburgers whenever she would leave the house. So whenever she ran an errand, like it would start creeping in. She's like, oh, I want that cheeseburger, right? And she was gaining a little bit of weight, not much, but she had gained like 5 pounds in a couple of months. And she's like, I am heading in the wrong direction. So she did hypnosis, and she really forgot about the hamburgers, about the cheeseburgers. And I think this is a remarkable experience that we really need to highlight for our clients. We need to help them understand when they forget something that they didn't want anymore anyway, that's a gift from the brain. So when I saw her the next week, it hadn't even occurred to her that she hadn't thought about cheeseburgers. She was just off living her life. She's like, oh my gosh, Erika, I haven't thought about a cheeseburger all week. Her mouth came open. She's like, how did you do that? I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. That's just hypnosis. Okay, so we're going to use social proof, which comes in the form of referrals and testimonials, stories that our clients give us permission to share. They'll share the story too, and then teaching live events, kind of like what I'm teaching right now, but you could teach a live event that would bring in potential clients. Like you would teach a class on weight loss, you would teach a class on life purpose, you would teach a class on how hypnosis can help you change habits or sleep better. Okay. Now, the actual underlying root cause. So people come to us with a presenting issue. Okay, they come to us because, oh, I can't stop drinking. Oh, I can't stop smoking. Oh, I can't get good sleep. Oh, I'm gonna, my mother-in-law is coming next week, and I can't stand her, and it's impossible to live with her for a weekend. Help me. Okay, so the actual underlying root cause is trauma, abandonment, shame. It's all of the things that really hurt. okay, and might have been completely and totally overlooked. Sometimes they're called out, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're soft and gentle, sometimes it's a look, mom looks away, sometimes it's, you know, it can happen when we're young. It can happen without a lot of verbal understanding, but it's still there. Okay, so feeling unworthiness or unloved, not belonging, certain things that might have been said by an adult in the situation that wasn't cleaned up or resolved. And so there's limiting beliefs, okay, unvalidated experiences. A lot of the work that I ended up doing in hypnosis is validating my client's experience. It's not entirely getting rid of the fear-based. It's also validating, yes, that's not fair. Anybody who had that happen to them would feel the exact same way. Okay, so there's a lot of missed opportunity to love humans in the world, and we get to help them kind of do this work. Okay. All right, so that was number one. Work with private clients. That's what they're coming in for. You know, they're going to come in to lose weight, but under the covers, there's sexual trauma. That would be very common, unfortunately, for our weight loss clients. There's a lot of sexual trauma in that. All right, so number two, way to make money as a professional hypnotist is to teach classes. All right, so this is how you get to spread your message to a wider audience. Classes, you can bring in more people, and then from there, you'll give them a handout form, you'll give them a hypnosis recording, you'll give them something there and they'll start using it, and then you'll invite them to work with you privately. Okay, teaching builds credibility and community. When someone sees, you know, picking between a couple of hypnotists, or they see a hypnotist and then they also see that you're teaching at, you know, the co-op that weekend, or that you gave a talk to a group of realtors in town last week, it increases your authority. Okay, people want to believe that you know what you're talking about. There's already the sense out there of hypnosis is mind control. Are you going to make me quack like a duck? Are you going to make me bark like a dog? So the more that we can increase our authority, meaning I'm teaching classes on anti-anxiety, I'm teaching classes on how to sleep better, I'm teaching classes on how to lose weight with hypnosis, it increases the credibility and it allows the clients to feel safe and want to work with you. Without this, okay, we've had grads, despite our recommendation, just throw a bunch of money at advertising. Create like a landing page, a single landing page with maybe okay copy, but not have any authority whatsoever. And, you know, people who haven't done hypnosis before, they aren't sure who to trust. They've never done it before, right? So this is a great way, one of the best ways. Because when you're in front of people, now they've met you. Oh, Erika, I met you at a class, blah, 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 blah. Now you're real. Okay, so I can't stress this enough, how important it is to get yourself in front of people as often as possible, talking about the benefits of hypnosis. Okay, we really want to talk about the ways that hypnosis is practical, how it helps people sleep better, remember things, how it helps calm the thinking mind so you can focus and be excellent at your job. Okay. So teach on topics that matter to you and your clients. You might find that there's some really cool things that you've learned as a hypnotist, even just in class, that you want to then go teach to your community, okay? And so you use these classes to attract new private clients and build awareness. You can teach these classes for free. You can teach them for $5. You can teach them as a donation. Some people will do that, like they donate $5 to some pet relief fund or something, right? When people pay, they're more likely to show up, okay? And of course, we want you to record. When you teach your class, record it, okay? So now you can duplicate your efforts. You can get a transcription. We can create a blog post from it. And a lot of this can be automated, so you don't have to redo your own work, okay? But from our client's perspective, it's important that they hear a repeated message. They hear from you regularly, okay? Because what will happen is you're going to write an email. Maybe it's automated, but it's going to hit them on the day that the thing happened. And they're going to be like, oh, Erika, I got your email today. Thank you so much. I've been reading your emails for so long, but I'm finally reaching out today. Okay, so we're going to be consistent. We're going to be loving in that way to show up consistently and help our clients do hard things because they can. Okay. All right, so teaching live classes, live or online. I've taught a lot of big classes, right, where I'm standing up on a stage in Las Vegas or something like that. That's great, but that's not what we're talking about here. I'm talking about teaching a class in your community where a bunch of community folks show up, want to learn how to lose weight with hypnosis. We got like 40 people into this class right here. I brought my books, recordings, probably got 3 clients from this. I'll do that quarterly, okay? Now, that would be 3 clients from this specifically, okay? But these people are now, most of them will be on my list, right? So when you're teaching useful community-based classes, some people will come to all your classes and they'll start bringing their friends and their sisters and their kids and that type of thing, okay? Because these classes are an hour, okay? We're not doing like a 3-hour class. It's like 1 hour. Come improve your life in an hour, and people leave feeling so good, right? All right, so here's another class that I taught. This one was a little more formal. We did this at at a hotel. We had it catered. This is Reprogram Your Weight. Okay. Now, what separates hypnotists that struggle from the ones that make a difference? I kind of told you guys about it earlier, but there are 2 things. You need the right training, okay? You need a systematic approach, okay? I'm going to tell you about that in just a minute. Not having a systematic approach means you're looking for scripts, you're trying to figure out what step to take next, and we still see this happening a lot because we get a lot of incoming potential students asking for this. They don't know what to do. They got training somewhere else, but it's not systematic, so they don't know what to do, okay? So we know that that's still a problem. So you definitely need really good skill and structure, okay? But you also need business building. I don't want you driving yourself crazy by not knowing how to build your business. We have a really good, solid way to do that. You're going to talk about what you do, okay? Self-care and internal state regulation, of course, you need to work on yourself, your own personal stuff, so that you stay calm when your client is, maybe exhibiting some level of fear or something like that, okay? And then also implementation. Like, class can be great, but once you go back home, some people struggle to implement what they've learned. So we include implementation, if you'd like, as an add-on. Okay. Not having a systematic approach will stop you from being successful, usually because people feel overwhelmed. Okay, so they just stop doing it. They're just like, and then a month later they realize they haven't done anything. Okay, so I find this as part of my job when you graduate to help you go from classroom to client so that you don't feel overwhelmed, so that you do work with your clients right away to increase your confidence and put this structure and strategy in place. Okay. So what I'm talking about is 5-path, 5-phase advanced transformational hypnosis, okay? Phase 1 is preparation, testing, and convincing. We focus on hope. It's a very powerful session. Clients leave saying things like, oh my gosh, I forgot what good felt like, Erika. We really get the switch in this one, okay, the before and after, because clients, usually by the time they come to see us, they've really struggled a lot with self-talk and some of the other things that might be going on, okay? So first session, hope. They leave often with a switch flip. Wow, I feel so much better. I'm sleeping better, everything's better. Okay, good. All right, phase 2. We're going to get rid of fear, okay? Now we use very powerful age regression for this, and don't let anybody tell you that age regression is dangerous. It is not. Age regression is normal. Age regression is natural. If I asked you your favorite song from high school and asked you to imagine that it was playing on the radio, you might go right back. You might go right back to that moment with your friends, whatever you guys were doing, right? So age regression is normal and natural, and the brain is going to do it automatically. It's what we call PTSD. Okay, so the brain has kind of frozen this experience for our clients, and anytime the brain goes there, it's as if it is happening all over again in real time. Okay, so you're going to learn a superior technique of age regression. We get to learn how to give the brain the actual truth. The brain got the wrong idea, ditched out too early. It doesn't know that you actually survived that experience. So much good work is done right here, okay? So it eliminates fear. Phase 1 is hope. Phase 2, we get rid of fear. Phase 3, we're going to get rid of anger, useless anger. Okay, not all anger. Anger is powerful and it is useful when it is associated with proper understanding. Okay, but a lot of our clients are walking around with anger that can't go anywhere because the person is gone, the experience is gone, and they haven't been taught how to process or release that level of unfairness in their life. They might not have any beliefs about forgiveness or anything like that. So they're walking around so angry. Okay. Now, Dr. John Sarno wrote an entire book on anger's association with chronic back pain. And there's a lot of people who agree with him. Rest in peace. He passed away a few years ago, but in my experience, clients who came in with massive back pain, there was a significant amount of anger. And when we helped them process through some of that anger, some of the back pain went away. Okay, no, that's anecdotal, but again, Dr. John Sarno wrote an entire book on it. We want to get rid of the anger. The anger is not helping most of our clients because the time has passed and it's not something that they can do anything about, okay? So there's some really fantastic techniques that we use here that are not just hypnotic techniques, but help our process move through this issue and put it behind them for once and for all, okay? And a lot of boundary setting and techniques to help it stay there, okay? Now, after we get rid of anger, we're gonna help them get rid of guilt, anger at the self, okay? So that's phase 4. Guilt is such an amazing session. A lot of our clients are feeling guilty for things that they aren't actually guilty of. You should feel guilty for that. You should be ashamed, okay? So there's a whole section of guilt in the world that doesn't need to be there, okay? It was some other grown-up, some other egotistical, fear-based response, not feeling good, hurt people, saying something. And so there's a level here that we really get to help our clients with, okay? Now, after we bring up hope, we get rid of fear, we get rid of anger, we get rid of guilt, and now usually this gets rid of our client's primary issue, the reason that they came in, whatever's driving the problem, what we call underlying root cause. Okay, we get rid of the underlying root cause, okay, in the first 4 sessions. So that's 4 weeks, okay? Clients, you're going to see them once a week, okay? This isn't immediate and overnight. They will experience immediate and overnight shifts. But sessions with you are based on results, not based on session. It's very important that we're not selling sessions. We are selling results, okay? So our clients feel better after the first session, but after the 4th session, it's very likely that the primary issue is gone. We worked through all of the issues there. So our client now has been existing in a month of better and better and better and better, sleeping better, feeling lighter, reduction in negative self-talk, better growth-oriented language. They're dreaming better. They might be daydreaming. People stop daydreaming. They stop dreaming. They stop having any hope of the future of anything. They're in survival mode. So we get to notice that our clients start dreaming again. And we get to piggyback on that. We get to amplify their results. Okay? Now, phase 5. Phase 5 is parts mediation therapy. Not all of our clients do this, okay? But parts mediation therapy addresses secondary gain. Okay, so just real fast, secondary gain is a second reason to hang on to the problem. Okay, classic example is Grandma Betty. Grandma Betty hurt her hip. Thankfully, the doctors were able to repair it, but while she was in recovery, she couldn't do much, so grandson Bobby came over and he mowed the lawn and he brought her groceries. She was able to bake him cookies and it was really enjoyable. Now, the last meeting at the doctor said, Grandma, you're doing great. Like all of your results, everything looks fine. But Grandma reports that her hip still hurts. I wonder why that could be. So secondary gain is a second reason to hang on to the problem, and it's not conscious. Okay, so Grandma Betty isn't sitting there thinking, oh, I don't want to get better so that Bobby keeps on coming over. No, this is what we would call it's subconscious. Okay, so that's secondary gain. Some people might get hurt and then they don't go to work, and they might even still receive a paycheck. So they're not encouraged to go back to work if they keep receiving a paycheck. So we're going to check on secondary gain. This happens with our weight loss clients. Sometimes our clients are going to be losing weight, and then if the spouse isn't on board or the other partner isn't on board, it can stop because of secondary gain. So we have to catch that as hypnotists for our weight loss clients. Very common. Okay. All right. 5-path is systematic. Okay. I love the fact that 5-path is systematic and like it's an engineer's dream. Okay. And I'm an engineer, and I'm an engineer's daughter too. So something that's systematic, it is not going to drive you crazy. You are going to understand the flow, and the flow makes a sense emotionally. Okay, so if you understand, that we want to get rid of fear as one of the worst kind of drivers of our behavior, keeping us stuck, that's why we start in phase 2 with removal of fear. We're not going to do it in phase 1 though, because our clients are coming to us already not feeling well, so we have to build up hope first. Okay, so every step is intentional. Okay, it's criteria based. You're going to witness your client taking action, and then you'll know what to do. So there's not a lot of this. You're not staring at scripts. You're not. No, you're going to be looking at your client. You're going to be witnessing what's going on with them. You're going to notice if they pause. You're going to notice the mouth sounds that they make. Mouth sounds are from unconscious. Always notice the mouth sounds. Okay, it's unconscious, just like a yawn. And people will say, so we're going to catch that. Okay. Depth testing is built in. I know we really haven't talked too much about the actual hypnosis, but in our hypnotic induction, hypnotic depth testing is built in, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, it's just a natural part of the induction to make sure that your client achieves the level of hypnosis that we want them at to make change. Okay, but the number one thing is results. I wouldn't care about anything with 5-path that we didn't get results for our clients. That's why I've done it for so many years. Okay, my first hypnosis training, I was not a 5-pather. I did another training, and I was like, I don't know what to do with my clients. Like, I love hypnosis, but I don't know what to do with my clients. And that's when I found 5-path, and I've been doing 5-path ever since. Okay, now the secret ingredient is 7th-path self-hypnosis. Do you want to just do 5-path with your clients, or would you like to teach them 7th-path so they can do it on their own? Yes, of course you do. So this is wonderful. We get to help our clients, and almost all of our clients want to do this. They choose to want to opt in to learning 7th-path self-hypnosis. We want our clients to leave with skills so that they don't have to come back unless they want to for further growth. All right, so imagine how different your life would be if you already knew you had the skills of this. Okay, I only look for people where their heart is in the right place, because I can teach you everything else. Okay, so what is wanted? Compassionate hypnotists to introduce a new era of hypnosis using modern and effective techniques. We've got a lot of grads of our program, so I invite you to check some of these out. I'm going to move through them pretty quickly. We don't really have time right now, but Lisa is on the East Coast. She was a coach. Kathy was a nurse, and she's written a couple books. Barry is right here. Barry is in Arlington. And that's Maggie. Barry has a great practice in Arlington. There's plenty of room for more hypnotists there. This is Samantha Shaw. Samantha started her practice in Seattle, and then she moved with her mom to Minnesota, and she does personal coaching and hypnosis. And Anthony Gitch is in West Seattle, and so is Christian. So what are the requirements? It's anybody with a desire. Okay, you don't have to have a degree. Okay. The possibilities really are endless, because nearly everyone you meet can benefit from hypnosis. Okay, people want to sleep better, they want better self-talk, they have public speaking, performance, all sorts of things. So it's an exciting time to be a hypnotist. There's new products and developments every day. Every day you'll be able to create a new solution that serves your clientele. Okay. So can you actually hypnotize somebody? Yes. Hypnosis is a normal and natural state of mind. We go into states of hypnosis all the time, and the best hypnotic techniques are repeatable and they can be taught. Don't go for a hypnotic program that just teaches intuitive hypnosis. It's just a fancy way of saying tapping into your subconscious mind, okay? You have intuition. You absolutely have it, but we are going to go the route of conscious mind learning, okay? And then you will become more intuitive as you lean into the truth in your subconscious mind, okay? All right, so this is about the class. Class is taught hypnotically. It's a fun class. You'll learn a lot. It's 7 days. We repeat certain aspects over and over from different frames so that it makes it easy for you to learn the material, and it helps you gain skill quickly, okay? You'll always learn in person, so there'll be people in person and there will be people remotely. So you'll have the skill and expertise of working with people whether they're in front of you or not. Okay, you don't need a bunch of inductions. You don't need a bunch of scripts. This is insight-based hypnosis where our clients are getting insight, okay, and then we're helping them to carry that along, okay? It's systematic. It's based on the emotional scale. It's also customizable, okay? Even though I've been doing 5-path for the last 12 years, I've added and created my own material, plenty of things, okay? So nothing I've shared with you is theory. I only teach what we actually use in hypnosis. We've created multiple 6-figure businesses, so have our grads. So the question really is now the time for you? Our next class is, here it is. Next class is July 20 through 27. So we're about 5 weeks out. It's actually the perfect time to sign up. We usually get a lot of folks that sign up right now because it's good timing for them to complete the pre-work. There is a little bit of pre-work. We want everybody to be up to speed. We don't want to go through Hypno 101 in this class, right? So everyone will be up to speed. And so it's 5 weeks from this time right now. Here's us in class. That's Blueberry, my hypnosis chair. This is the hypnosis success board. Look at all these results, handwritten by clients. I've got 4 of these. And here's some of our grads and their businesses. Isn't that cute? All right. Now, number 3 is to sell passive income products. So this is the third way. You're going to work with private clients, number 1, teach live classes, number 2, and then you're going to sell passive income products. So you're going to work once, earn many times, and record hypnosis audios. You're going to record your first audios in service to your clients, like learning to relax, learning to fall asleep, calming down, those types of things. So you'll make them first for your clients, but then you're going to give them away as an opt-in and a lead magnet, and then you can sell them. Okay, passive income supports your business while you sleep. Okay, you'll get, a sale for $10 here, $20 there as you do nothing. And then those people often become your clients. Okay, it's easy for them to make a small purchase and then they're on your email list and then later on they become your client. Okay, build a business that works for you. Work once, earn many times. So start with what you love. You're going to start by solving problems in you and around you. Then we'll add structure systems over time that we know work. Okay, so let your unique voice guide your income streams, what you really care about. Okay, our training program includes everything you need to be a successful hypnotist: comprehensive pre-work, in-person 7-day training, okay, 7 days from 9 to 5 approximately in a row. It's really a great stretch of time. People have a lot of fun in class, and it feels like it's experiential, so clients leave and immediately go start working with their own clients, okay? We also have the 6-month implementation program that you can choose to join, and the implementation is where we help you do everything that we talked about in class. Get and work with your first clients. It also includes the hypnosis training library, advanced material, and marketing content and templates. The price is $4,500. And if you guys can make a decision by this weekend, we give you a bonus discount of $500 off by using the word prosperity. So you can do that, and this is what it looks like. we can post the link there for you, CascadeHypnosisTraining.com, direct enrollment. Tim is just going to leave those links there for you. And you can receive that $500 off when you apply. Now, if you would like to schedule a training call with Tim, if you're not sure, if you have any question, if you have a logistical question or anything at all, you can also schedule a call with Tim. 15-minute call, ask him any questions that you'd like, and take it from there. Okay. All right, everyone, we are at the top of the hour. Thanks for spending an hour with me today. I want to say thank you, everyone. Hope you go and have a great afternoon. Thank you, Pamela and Raul and Brandy, Roy, Shannon. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Go have a wonderful day. I hope to see you in the hypnosis classroom soon. Love you lots. Bye for now. Bye, you too. Love you.